Hey there, my name is Jennifer and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if you hear some background noise, my heater is on. I am just in like a tank top, so I am a little chilly. I have done teeth before when I did like the Pennywise look, and I actually was quite okay with how the teeth turned out there. So I hope I'm able to execute it again, even though like it's been years. Anyway, I'm going to voice over the thing as I normally do for creative makeup videos, especially because I have to keep my mouth shut for this one. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so to begin, I am going to take a eyebrow pencil. You can probably take any pencil in any color and just do an outline. I wanted to make sure that I traced this out so that when I went into paint, I wouldn't have to like fix a bunch of things. So I traced both like the mouth, the tongue, and the teeth just so I could like map out where I wanted things to be. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? This is all gonna get covered up by face paint. You just wanna make sure that you have like a symmetrical number of teeth on the top. Otherwise it would be really obvious, and you want the top teeth to be bigger than the bottom teeth because it's like closer in depth, you know? Anyway, and then I'm gonna block out one brow. This is like the one brow that's going to be the actual Venom side, and I'm gonna leave the other side as like quote unquote human or normal, and I'm just gluing it down, putting some setting powder down, some concealer, and then I'm gonna go ahead and move on to foundation. So I am putting foundation mainly on the side that is quote unquote staying normal, as well as going over that eyebrow again, just to make a smooth surface. And then I'm just doing the quote unquote normal side of my face how I normally would do it. So I'm keeping it pretty simple though, because I don't want it to take away from the rest of the look. So I just put some eyebrow gel in, some mascara, and I am now putting on some contour and some blush. This is my favorite blush, by the way, from AOA. So good. Everything will be linked down below as usual. Next, for the actual Venom part, we are going to go in with all water-based face paints today because of how detailed it is. The black is also very good coverage, so I'm not worried about any streakiness. So I'm taking a small brush and I'm tracing and filling in the teeth that I drew previously. You don't have to worry if the white is a little streaky. If it doesn't show up very opaque, no worries, because if it's actually too uniform, it looks too cartoonish, you know what I mean? So once I filled in all the teeth with white, I am going in with like a very light yellow and just kind of dabbing it onto some parts of the teeth. I also did that with gray as well, just to give the teeth a little bit of dimension, because you know Venom does not have good dental hygiene. His teeth are probably very gross. Anyway, and then I went in with the red. This is all the same palette. And I'm kind of coloring in the gums, and you just want to make sure that you're tracing around the teeth, and then you want to go up past the bottom of the teeth for the gums. And then I'm taking like a bright pink to sort of make little highlights so that, again, you want dimension there so it doesn't look too cartoonish. You never want like, you know, solid colors all the way through, like unless it's like the black. Anyway, so then for the tongue, I did go in with like a lighter pink. I don't know what happened to some of my clips here when I was doing the tongue, and I ended up losing some of it. But as you can see here, I'm taking like a darker pink, going in and doing some shading, and that is going to add more dimension to the tongue. And I just went in with like some dark pink, some of the red, back in with a light pink to create that tongue dimension. Back to the top part, I am painting this like sideways tear shape for the eye of Venom, and then I'm taking the black face paint and going around it. So as you guys have noticed, I kind of left the black all the way to the end because this black is very good at covering any other like whatever you have going on. And so that's why in the beginning when you did the teeth, it was better to probably make the teeth bigger than smaller, because any mistakes here, it's really easy to cover with the black, but once it's covered with the black, it's really hard to like get it back to any other color. So you just want to be very patient with yourself. And I just colored solid black in, kind of just outlining the teeth, also outlining the tongue on the bottom as well. And then I'm blending in the tongue into like the open mouth. I'm just kind of using some water on a brush, and I'm using that to blend the pink and the black together. I went back and forth a couple times. In hindsight, I probably should have brought it up a little bit higher so it's more of like the center of the mouth, but that's okay. I think it worked out. And then along the edges of where I colored in the solid black for Venom, I'm taking a smaller brush, again with the same black, and I am coloring in like the transformation parts where it's like kind of taking over. And so they're kind of squiggly. You want to make sure they're kind of wider where it meets the rest of Venom. And I just have no rhyme or reason for this. I did kind of create it at the bottom as well, just to make it across my shoulders too. I actually did the white highlights here to imitate saliva. I did it off screen because I was afraid it was going to look bad and I was going to have to erase it, but it actually looked pretty good. So I was connecting like a top tooth to a bottom tooth and then also adding some white on the tongue. That way it just kind of looks like it's drool. It's like saliva. It's very gross, but oh so good. And then I'm just adding some dimension into the black because Venom is like kind of viney, for lack of better words, and so you just want to pick up a little bit of white face paint with your brush, but not too much because you want it to like blend in with the black. You don't want it to be so opaque, and kind of just go back and forth. The water that's on your brush will kind of blend the black in, so that will look great. And then just pop in a contact. Okay, so that is it for my Venom tutorial today. I absolutely love how it turned out. I feel like it was a good night for me to have a lot of patience because I kept having to like fix the teeth, but I am impressed honestly about how the tongue turned out. I love how it turned out. It actually didn't take me quite as long as I thought. I actually set aside about 3.5 hours for this, and I made it through in about 2.5 hours. So this was so much fun to do. I can't wait to do the next one. Let me know what you'd like to see for another Halloween look, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope to see you next time. Bye!